everybody, at this time, we're going to ask you to please take your seats and turn your cell phones off. Stop that. And we're going to ask you to please rise to your feet while we do our opening song and sing with us. It's One Big Family. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
All right, everybody, good morning. All right, let's go. Come on. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, 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 yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, say hello to somebody around you.
Good morning, Center for Spiritual Living, Palm Desert. How is everybody this morning? Oh, did you already go out there and see all those cute little puppies? They're just adorable. And they need cat food, and they need blankets and donations. So go see them after the service. And we've got Daniel Nahmod in the house. I'm so excited. He's doing a concert. So let's do the slides, William. So yes, he will be doing a concert immediately after this center. It'll be about an hour, maybe hour and 15 minutes, no breaks, just straight through. And I think it's like, what is the cost, Elizabeth? I think it's $20 donation, $15 donation. Yes. So anyway, so make sure you stay for that right after the service at 12:30. And he's got beautiful jewelry that his wife makes her handmade, and it's beautiful. So stop there. Anyway, don't forget the pet ministry. I already told you about that. So that's already out there. And then Reverend Ruth Ann is doing her Wednesday Wisdom service, which is fabulous. Yep. Michael's on vacation, but Reverend Ruth Ann is going to knock it out of the park by herself. So join her this Wednesday. On next Sunday will be the Beyond Grief. It's a grief support workshop. It's different than the Tuesday. This is actually a workshop to help you go through the steps of grieving, whether it's for somebody who's made their transition or any kind of grief you may be experiencing. So sign up. She needs to know 3 days ahead of time because she has packets that she makes. And then Holly will be starting her decluttering from the inside out. So boy, don't we need that, right? And she's an expert in that. Good, and so you got to make room for the new. So see Holly, see all these instructors, they're out there. And then Dale will be doing the Power of Your Word, and that starts on February 6th. It's a wonderful class. It's an accredited class, and it's really about the power of spiritual mind treatment or prayer work, essentially. And we still need volunteers for the Tour de Palm Springs. Some of you signed up. Please, they'll be out there on the patio. Mimi is the one that's leading that up this year, and so we get money from that, so it really helps us here at the center. And service, we need a new coordinator for our junior church. Carol Davis is is retiring. So we need somebody. We really appreciate the great work that she's done. So if you're interested, or even 4 of you, where you just take one Sunday a month, if we don't get a director, then we'll just be offering babysitting. So it's up to the congregation as to what they want to see going forward. So if anybody's inclined, please, there's a sign-up sheet and we'll contact you on that. So I am going to, it's my privilege and my honor to call forth my new son, my third son, I call him. He's my third son. And he's got some new songs that are on his new album. He's got a compilation of all his stuff, a little packet. But these are some new songs. They're pretty powerful, as always. So let's give Daniel a warm welcome.
Hello. Happy Sunday from a very cushy seat up here. I mean, my seat and the seat, both cushy. One disturbingly so. Anyway, nice to be back, and thanks for being excellent at your jobs, everybody up here. Appreciate it. I am a, I've said before here, I'm a recovering child of 2 lawyers, and I've got cynicism to spare. I just do. I sing these songs of hope, but not because I was raised to. Sorry, I just wasn't. So one half of me is holding a space and trying to shine whatever light I've got, and sometimes it's dim, sometimes it's bright. You be the judge. I do the best I can with the music I've got, and then the other half of me is lobbing volleys of there's no point over the wall. It's just true. And I'm resigned to that battle never ending in a sense, because the cynical side balances the checkbook and makes a living. That's a good thing. It does. And then the other half writes a song like this and means it. And it also it's actually powerful to listen to this song when it was brand new. It's just a few months old now, with my little boy in the car, right? He's 7. And the title of the song is "The Sky is Always Blue." And of course he says, "But Daddy, the sky isn't always blue." Which led to a mind-melting conversation about the meaning of a metaphor. If you've ever tried to explain a metaphor to a 6-year-old at the time, it's complicated. But where we arrived in terms of the meaning of this is the feeling of the sky always being blue. That feeling is always available, right? That there is a day when you feel it, then there's a day when you don't. But the day that you don't, it doesn't mean that the feeling is gone forever. And this is a song about hope. So I hope you enjoy it. Speaking of hopes. Here we go. For every hill there is a valley. For every winter promise of spring. For your heartache there will be healing, though it's not easy remembering. For every tear there's comfort, I promise. For every midnight deep breath of dawn. But in the darkness, no one can blame us for wondering how everything went so wrong. For wondering when the lights will come back on. What if the sky is always blue? Just be
beyond the clouds? What if the only thing to do is live this life out loud? 'Cause it's gonna hurt sometimes, no matter what we do. Never mind the doubts, 'cause just beyond our view, I believe the sky is always blue. Here we go again. The headlines are screaming. Fears and divisions, diminished returns. But even in these dark days, let's keep on believing that the sun still brightly burns. Maybe that's what we are here to learn. What if the sky is always blue? Just beyond the clouds. If this is only an illusion, we can live this life right now. 'Cause it's gonna hurt sometimes, no matter what we do. Never mind the doubts, you're just beyond our view. I believe the sky is always blue. Oh, it's gonna hurt sometimes, though we might know the truth. Never mind the doubts.
Everyone has doubt.
Forget about those clouds.
We all
See the clouds. It's just beyond our view. I believe the sky is always blue.
Daniel, great job. Stay there for a second. Grab a mic. Two things. First off, will you share with me what you just said to me in the back? Because, you know, we're talking about how the center reaches out to people and what we do. But you gave me a thank you, and I want you to
make me cry, Joe?
No, I want you to thank them, because they need to hear that. Okay? Because I feel it's important for our congregation to know what we do. And so, Daniel, please share with you just that brief little thing you said back there in the back.
All right. What I said to Joe, I wrote a song about almost 15 years ago in Yellowstone National Park called Get Ready My Soul. And a few years ago, Joe started singing that song. And soon after that, I started getting a check from this center for $25 pretty much every month since then, right? And certainly every month, I'm sure every month that you've sung the song. So I live in Orange County, which means, I'm sorry, I'm a smart ass by nature, but so I live in Orange County, which means $25 doesn't change my life. It doesn't change my bottom line, but it does something, and that's why I say you're gonna make me cry. It does something much more profound than that, than pay my bills. Here's what it does. It says to me and my family that something Daddy wrote is making a difference, is appreciated, that I'm remembered for having done it. Even when I'm not there, my song is being sung. It says yes for me to continue to do what I'm doing. Every time I get that check, it is not $25. It is a lot of love and support. It is a yes every single time, and I feel it consciously every time. And that's why I told Joe that.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I got it, baby. I got it. Thank you. Daniel is one of many musicians that we tithe to every month. The songs that we sing during meditation and also during opening service and things like that, you can always go buy a book of songs from a musician, but like he said, we tithe a little bit to each musician that we purchase their music and sing their music because we believe that their message carries on. It's not enough to buy the book because it's moving you every week. So we talk about giving where we get our good. He gives us good, we give to him. Does that make sense? So anyway, I love that, Daniel, the sky is always blue. When I was a flight attendant, and I remember always thinking that no matter what the conditions were on the ground, I would always fly up through the clouds and watch this and see the sky and the sun every single day of my life when I was at work. So that was always good because sometimes there'd be a blizzard or be cloudy or rainy, whatever that was. No matter what it was, we were going to move past that condition and move into something greater. So I love that song. So now let's move into our mission statement, which is how we open every service. Please. Oh, by the way, good morning. Good morning. Hi. How are you? How are you today? Everybody good? I'm having these moments. I just shared with Reverend Laura. I was looking out. When you're a minister when you're a minister, I think, period, you often look out and you ask yourself, why are these people here today? Why are they coming to listen to me? Because sometimes, my life's a little bit of a mess at times. Well, a lot of a mess if you ask my husband. But and sometimes you ask yourself that, and Laura said, I don't know, but they keep coming back. So they must like what they hear. So I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad we teach what we teach. So please join me in our mission statement. We are a dynamic, open, and positive faith community that accepts all religions. Our mission is to awaken you to your divine nature, empowering you to create the life of your dreams. We are changing lives one heart at a time. So please close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. One more deep breath in. Just allow yourself to sink into your chair. Become fully present in this moment. This is a time in the service where we go into our meditation and quiet time. And our song that's taking us in today is a song called I Surrender. And it's an old song that I remember used to hearing in Assembly of God Church way back when. But I give it new meaning, and I gave it new meaning as a metaphysician because I'm able to look at what I mean by surrender. Surrender doesn't mean I just hand it over. Surrender doesn't mean that their other person's right and I'm wrong. It doesn't mean that I'm condoning behavior. Basically, it means I'm tired of being held hostage to a certain situation. So I surrender it. I give it up inside so that it can be resolved on the outside. So just think about what it is that you would like to give up today and to surrender, knowing that whatever it is, it can change. And it can change into something that you desire in your life. All to Spirit I surrender. All to Thee I freely give. I will always love and trust You, and in Your presence daily live. All to Spirit I surrender. All that's good is wholly mine. In Your presence, in this oneness, Through you I am power divine, and I surrender all. I surrender all to thee, my blessed Spirit. I surrender all.
There is one and only one divine mind that is the source of all. All is God, and God is all there is. God is love, and God is law. I am one with divine mind, a unique expression of God. The love of God surrounds me and flows through me, and the law of God is mine to use to co-create my life. Eternal giving is the nature of the law. I put my thoughts into the law, it brings them into form and returns my thoughts as a gift. The law is always available to me. It awaits my direction, and it takes my thoughts and words, the vision I have for my life, and brings it into being. The law is perfection in action. No matter what I put into the law, that is what returns to me. And as this is true for me, it works for everyone in this way. It is impersonal and always works perfectly. I am grateful to know the truth that I co-create my life through the law of God, of mind. I release this word into the law of mind, knowing that it is already so and true. Please say with me, and so it is. Amen.
And I surrender all. I surrender all to thee, my blessed Spirit. I surrender all, and I surrender all. I surrender all to thee, my blessed Spirit. I surrender all. So let's take a deep breath in. And in January, or this month, I'd love to just sing the peace song. The peace song is a prayer, not a collective prayer today, but a prayer of our own accord. That finding peace begins with us. It's a prayer for ourselves, not a prayer for our neighbors, not a prayer for someone else, but it's a prayer that how it starts with me. So whenever we move into the peace song today, we sing it slowly, mindfully of the words that we're about to sing, knowing that it is indeed a prayer for ourself. And once we illuminate that within ourselves, once we embody that, that kind of change moves into the world naturally. But we have to be at peace first. It has to begin with us. So please join me. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as our power, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
I was actually on the calendar to sing here in November. And at the last minute, I requested a reschedule because I was invited to sing at the Parliament of World's Religions in Toronto in November. And had the kind of powerful personal experience of singing this song for thousands of people from all over the world, every conceivable faith and culture, in the biggest room I've ever seen, Toronto Convention Center. So I thought I'd share the song with you this morning, and thank you for forgiving me for canceling in November, and to share with you what I shared with the Parliament of World's Religions. There's one power, invisible, and just see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and just speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth. As simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angel's wings, or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. We speak so many languages, different clothing, different colors, different names. But different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. And we'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, or Jesus, or Lord. Call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem, or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth, or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. It's the power of the love. You and me, one power, yeah. One power. One power is what we are. It's the moment of creation. It's an everlasting peace. The freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby. The serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon. For it's love that's most deep. It's one power. Oh, what we are is one. It's the power of the love that lives forever in you and me. It's the power of the love in you and me.
Good morning. I'm Tom Kelly. I'm one of the giving chairs on the Abundance Committee.
I'm Don Powell. I'm the co-chairman of the Finance Committee.
Today kicks off our 2019 giving campaign, and you'll see on your chairs our giving form for this year. So we hope you'll look at it, take it home, fill it out either before you leave and drop it in the basket out front, or bring it back next Sunday. And we appreciate your support very much.
And we have a video for you.
We can change the world one heart at a time.
Well, welcome to
We can
part of the Abundance Committee. And I'd like to start out by them introducing themselves and tell us a little bit about what they do within that specific portion.
Great.
Well, welcome to an interview, actually a casual conversation with the abundant part of the Abundance Committee, and I'd like to start out by them introducing themselves and tell us a little bit about what they do within that specific portion.
Great. I'm Tom Kelly. I'm one of the giving chairs, and I'm responsible for,
I'm Don Powell, and
along with all of us here, the giving campaign. And
give us an
supporting the
idea
center
of
for the years
what
to come.
exactly is the background
Weeks,
of
and
the
I'm also a
Abundance
giving
Committee.
chair.
Earlier
And I'm
this
also
year, the
responsible
Board
for
of
the
Trustees
trustees
established the Abundance
I'm Don
Committee.
Powell, and I'm co-chair of
as
the Finance
a-
Committee.
Gave what they
Years past.
To give people an idea of
This, January is usually a month where we make a commitment financially to the needs that Annie and
And make it a part of their life. Hit my card. You're really committing to this one heart at a time.
the center.
You should have also received them in the mail, and it's really critical for the center that you fill them out and return them, because we are coming to you just once a year to ask for your financial support.
Thank you all so much, and thank you for joining us, and fill out those cards.
Back to the center. We're very, very grateful for your financial support. It helps us so much to have these cards to know what we have to work with this year, what to budget, and how to manage this center financially. So please fill out the cards. As Tom said, there's a basket outside on your left when you leave, and we are so grateful for your support. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Joe for some words of wisdom for us. Thank you again.
Thank you, guys. Okay, so the past couple of weeks, we've been going through the first few chapters of the Science of Mind. The first one we talked about was the thing itself. I love Daniel's song. Did you love that one, Power? Yeah, I love that because he didn't talk about what the thing, he gave it all sorts of names, didn't he? So just like our teaching, we talk about what is the thing itself. The thing itself is whatever you want. Commitment of that thing is to us, what God's commitment is to each one of us. And then we talked about how the center is committed to making that happen for you, help facilitating that to happen, and how you go out into the world and make the change. Then the second chapter we talked about just last week was the way it works. How does this thing work? It works by means of you and me, but we have to learn how to work it. Actually, we've all been working it for quite a while, if you know what I'm talking about. We've been working it. We just need to learn to work it properly. All right? So the third one is what it does, which sounds very much like how it works, but it's a little bit different. So talk about what it does in living in abundance. The first thing I wanted to talk about is this, though, poverty. The word poverty is the opposite of abundance, but here we go. The word poverty usually conveys in our minds the idea of a money shortage, but actually the word means the lack of anything good. Have you noticed that there is such a thing as a poverty consciousness? Has anybody ever heard that before? Poverty consciousness works like this. You may have a lack of money, but usually that lack of money makes you depressed, which makes your relationships really sketchy, which also makes your finances sketchy, which also it all makes your health sketchy. So a poverty consciousness just isn't about money. It's how everything flows into everything else. Poverty is the very antithesis of abundance, and abundance of good is necessary to human happiness. We want an abundance of good in our life, right? Do I hear an amen? Amen. Thank you. It's only when we experience that kind of good that we believe that the universe is expressing by means of us. So, the more completely we realize good in all of its different expressions, like health and relationships and finances and happiness, the more completely we're expressing what that God is, what it is, all right? That is, the more God becomes personified in us. So, here we go. What does it do? Say that. What does it do? Now, I let William pick out the affirmation for today. Go ahead, William. Back up.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Who's your daddy and what does it do? Repeat after me. Who's your daddy? And what does he do? Oh my God, really? All right, so let's hear it for William. Yeah, all right, William. Yeah, okay. All right, so here's what it does. We're going to talk about what it does, meaning God, Spirit, Lord, whatever you want to call it. It is what referred to in the word it, all right? it changes lives. It changes them drastically and dramatically. You will experience an abundance of whatever it is. Now, you can experience an abundance of negativity. Anyone? Okay. You can experience abundance of good. You can experience a combination of those things. But whatever it is, you will experience it, and you will experience it abundantly. You shall have, and you shall have abundantly, pressed down and flowing over. Have you ever heard that? Okay, same thing. But it changes lives. This thing changes lives. Now, I want you to take the word it and replace it with the Center for Spiritual Living Palm Desert. Seriously. The Center for Spiritual Living changes lives. It changes them drastically and dramatically. Many of you are walking, living proof that this happens. If this has happened to you, say amen. So, all right, so you're part of this expression. So it knows how to express. We express it. We teach it to you, and you go out in the world to express it and change the world. One heart at a time. Does that make sense? All right? It eliminates the unwanted elements from life, producing ever-increasing good. It picks us up and turns us around to face toward the light of our good and provides confidence and strength for the journey of living. So that power has an intuitive action within it that always wants us to turn away from the darkness and into the light of things. Now, as it relates to our health, our wealth, our creative expression, work, and our relationships. How many of us have ever had dark nights of the soul? Anybody, if you have, say, uh-huh. Yeah, we've all had them, right? I have them. We all have them. They're the ones that wake us up in the middle of the night. I refer to call it crazy town. It's crazy town. I move into crazy town about 3 a.m. Anybody? It's a neighborhood where you're all my neighbors. You're all my neighbors. And it's not a Mr. Rogers kind of neighborhood. This is not where this is not a beautiful thing in the neighborhood. This is where chaos reigns in my head. So I go into crazy town every now and then, and usually my staff knows about it, and certainly my husband and my friends, because usually crazy town associates itself with cranky town. All right? Because I'm not happy with the way that my life is unfolding. There's something in my life that is wrong that's keeping me up or waking me up because there's something inside of me that knows it can and should be different and should be aligned with the goodness of the universe, the abundance of good, but that abundance of fear or negativity is overwhelming, so I move into crazy town. All right? Anybody can relate to that? All right? It gives a reason, this thing, it meaning the universe. It gives a reason and a purpose for living and adds zest to every experience, brings new dimensions of dignity to the human scene, and provides us with an inner assurance and confidence and authority. That's what the universe is always trying to do by means of us. It's always trying to make us feel more confident about ourselves, to step out in faith instead of sidestepping fear. You get it? Because there's like little fear landmines all over. Where we're always like, anybody ever feel like you're walking on eggshells sometimes in your life? Anybody? Yeah. You okay, David? All right. It adds zest to a new and human experience. It gives you confidence and authority. Now, take the word it and put it for the Center for Spiritual Living Palm Desert. That's our reason and our purpose for being here. We want to give you life. How many people have walked into this center before feeling down? Anybody come in feeling kind of down? And how many of you if you felt down coming in but good leaving, say amen. Amen. So we did our job, right? We did our job. We took what was a negative, a person coming in feeling vulnerable or fearful about something, and we turned it around so that you were able to leave and feel more confident, like you had spiritual authority in your life to do what you wanted to do. All right?
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
All right. It, meaning the universe, eliminates greed, selfishness, and hypocrisy, hatred, fear, and frustration, and puts one at peace with God, others, and ourselves. That's what the universe is trying to do. But I would ask you a question. Do you feel like the universe is doing its job right now? No. A lot of people are looking around the world and seeing chaos. Anyone seeing chaos? Yeah, it's uncomfortable. So you're going to like, okay, God, where the hell are you? Anybody? Okay, 4 people, really? All right, so it feels that way. It feels like, God, where are you in all of this stuff that's going on in the world? Because if it's true that you eliminate greed, selfishness, hypocrisy, hatred, fear, frustration, then where are you right now? Because I know that I'm looking on TV and seeing things, I'm like, wait, what? This doesn't feel right to me. Anybody? Yes. But I have to know this. There's something about that. That's like living in crazy town. Because when you live in crazy town, you know that something is wrong, so you know it because it shouldn't be that way. It has no spiritual basis whatsoever or foundation to sustain it other than fear in our own heads. Amen. All right? There is nothing to sustain this except us. Are you with me? Yeah. So we're sustaining that fear in crazy town. Now, the opposite of crazy town is the new neighborhood, the new hood. Guess what that is? Craving town. Okay? We move from crazy town into craving because we crave balance and order. We crave harmony. We crave peace. We crave love. We crave joy. I want to move from crazy town and buy a new place in craving town because I know when I'm yearning for those things, when those things become the predominant part of my thinking and conversation, then they're going to yield results in my life. But as long as I'm hanging out in crazy town and I'm talking about things that are crazy town, that's what I'm going to live. That's where I'm going to live. No, crazy town. That's where I'm going to live. If I'm talking about it, thinking about it all the time, where am I going to live? Where am I going to live? Thank you. But if I change this perspective and I use what it does and I do what we teach here, which is we give that gift back to the community, if you do that and you start to transform it, you move into a longing for things to be well. Anybody have that longing? All right? All right. By all of this, it eliminates from our consciousness and from our experience poverty, illness, and unhappiness. So through all of this discord, harmony shall prevail. Now, it doesn't happen fast enough. I love things that happen quickly. Right? Anybody? Yes. I thought I knew everything about my iPhone until last night. I'm sitting there at a restaurant with this thing in my hand going, man, this thing does everything. And I had a real lousy week at home because my Wi-Fi network went down. Anybody? Tech support, 5 hours on the phone. You're going, I don't understand a word you're saying. It's like Cantonese. It's not even Cantonese. It's just because you're talking technical language, which I don't understand. And you're really frustrated. You want to throw everything in the pool. Does anyone ever want to throw your computer, your hard drive? You're like, just chuck it. I'm done. I'll go back to writing letters, right? Phone, dial up and letters, right? So I was having that frustrating experience. It took a while to get out of it. Now I'm back in it last night. But I learned something about the iPhone last night. Did you know that if you go to a setting on your iPhone, you can actually click it, the home screen 3 times and it becomes a magnifying glass? I know! You've been hanging onto that damn thing at the Nest trying to figure out how to read the menu, going like this and borrowing somebody else's glasses when in the whole time the power has been in your hand, but you don't know how to use it. Settings, general, accessibility, magnifier on. 3 clicks, magnifying glass. Next thing you know, you got 85 font in front of you. Boom! It is that big. It's like a bulletin board on your menu. You're like, yeah. But it's been in your hand the whole time, hasn't it? Been in your hand the whole time. You've been working it for years, but you never knew how to work it. It's the same thing with this whole idea of a spiritual journey. It's been in your hand the whole time, but you got to learn how to work it. You have to learn how to set it up. It lets us see the problems of life are like the dark side of the moon, needing only the light of truth, the truth of God within us to dissolve those appearances into nothingness. See that there's nothing to support fear except what? Our minds. There's nothing to support scarcity, you may say, but it looks like that in my checkbook, but who's supporting it consciously? When you say I have a limited income, you just supported a limited checkbook. Think about the things we think and say, how we support those, even just unconsciously. We just blurt them out. We think them in our minds, all right? And then this inner light can shine on that pathway more and more into that perfect day when sorrow and sighing shall move out and bring us finally that awareness of that at one-ment with God, and that's what it does. So what we do here, what God does to us, we teach here at the center. We teach what it's like to be at one with Spirit. You know that because sometimes when you're walking in here and you have questions about something that's going on in your world, you feel a certain sense of alignment and possibility when you leave that didn't exist when you walked in. If you've experienced that, say amen. Amen. So we've done our job. Okay? So that's what God does. It takes us that quarter turn out of the darkness, because that darkness is actually an urging by the universe to correct itself, to correct us into the rightness of things, the right useness, righteousness of things. Not arrogance, the right useness, righteousness, okay? To get us in a line to the right place.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Oh my God. All right. So we just get ourselves lined up. That just sounds really easy. Just get yourself lined up. Yeah, just do that. Just like going to the 7-Eleven and picking up a candy bar, isn't it? Just do that. No, that's hard work. That's hard work because guess what you have to learn how to do? See, it's more than just Sundays and a 35-minute lesson. It's about learning how to pray. Learning how to pray. Prayer's definition, by definition, prayer is the movement of thought for a specific purpose. The movement of thought for a specific purpose. It doesn't say the movement of hope. It says the movement of thought for what? A specific purpose. So we learn how to pray, and we learn how to meditate. We do affirmations. We correct thinking. And you're going, but I don't know how to do that. We teach meditation every Saturday morning. Every Saturday morning, there are people who teach and learn how to meditate at our center every single Saturday. You can avail yourself to how to change it. Just like the iPhone magnifier, it's there, but you've got to press 3 times, reset your settings, and show up. Are you with me? Because otherwise, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen like some cosmic force just doesn't come in and go, oh, everything is perfect. Would that be great? It requires us to do our work, all right? We can do that so that we can receive infinite intelligence into our experiences. So we learn those things and those techniques, just like you would learn anything to train for any marathon you would train or whatever that is, to learn how to create that mental muscle so you can succeed in all of these things. We download, here we go, we download God into our operating system. And to the degree that we do, that we experience greater success in every area of our lives. Pretend you know how sometimes you download something on your computer and you have no idea why you did it? And you don't know how to open it? You don't know how to run it? Anybody? Yeah. Okay, good, because I'm like that. Sometimes it goes, download here, I'm like, okay. You need this program to watch this. Okay. Next thing you know, I've got all these programs. What if we had a God program to download? What if you could download God into your head and go, okay, everything I do has to be run through this system. Like a virus scan that you have on your computer. Think about that. What would that be like if you could download a God program that would scan all those thoughts, all the things you say, all the things you do, and you only did the things that could work. Otherwise, it would go malfunction, can't process, whatever it is. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah. All right. Why can't we do more of that? You know, little by little, you learn it. Just like the little magnifier on the iPhone, you didn't know. Now you're going to go home and do that, right? Or you'll sit at lunch trying to figure it out, going, no, what did he say again? Right? But there's a million things in that little phone that I'm sure I don't know how to do. And I say to myself, I only need it for basic things. Anybody? I just need to be able to read my emails and like dial people up on the phone, right? I just need a computer. But all this stuff is available to us, and we could really use it if we knew how to get to it, but we don't even know it's there because we haven't done our work. Now, if we have the belief, however, hidden from our awareness, it may be that we are inadequate, undeserving, not good enough in some way, then divine intelligence cannot express why. It's not because it's not ready, it's our willingness and what I want to call the receiving dock is closed. So the universe is always saying yes, but sometimes my receiving dock is closed. It's like a truck full of Amazon good stuff is pulling up to my house, right? And you hear it go beep, 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 and it backs into my front door, and I go, I'm not at home. I'm not going to open the door because I don't think I deserve it. I don't think I'm worthy of it. I might not know how to work. I won't know how to work it. And oh my God, do you know how much time it's going to take to learn how to work that thing? I just don't have that kind of time to learn how to work that stuff. So I don't even receive the good the universe has to offer because I'm closed.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
So ask yourself a question. What do you want in your life? Now, you should have filled this out. Next week we're going through these. So for those of you who threw them in the trash this week and did your homework, next week, bring this back and fill out all 4 places. That's what Craving Town is all about. These are the 4 areas of life that we want you to crave good in your life. Are you going to put a craving down here that you want a dysfunctional relationship? Anybody crave one of those? Yeah, it would be Crazy Town. We're talking about Craving Town. They were on your chair last week. If you don't have one, they're on the foyer table on the way out. Grab one, fill out all 4 areas, and come back next week prepared to do the work, right? All right, so when you do this, and then the universe wheels up with this big, huge cargo truck, if it says it's closed, how's the universe to deliver that? If you don't do your homework and you can't really write down what it is that you want to experience, how do you expect the universe to deliver ambiguity? If you're ambiguous and you don't know what's going to happen, what shall you have abundantly? Ambiguity and not knowing. Right? Why? Maybe we don't believe we can have it. Maybe you think in your dream, I don't think I can have it. We don't believe we can keep it. We don't believe we deserve it. Or my favorite, because this is me, I've screwed it up so many times, I'm even afraid to try it. Those are reasons our dock gets closed. Those are the reasons why our receiving dock is closed. I can't do it. I don't do this. I tried it once, it didn't work. I tried it 10 times. I got divorced each time. I mean, we have an idea in our mind that we're not able to do it, so we close the receiving dock down. Universal Jello. I live in a world of universal Jello. Say that. Let's broadcast that one on Facebook, shall we? Here's my congregation saying, I live in a world of universal Jello. Have you ever tried, can you imagine if you put Jello together the old way, like you'd put it in the pan, right? And then you poured it onto a surface, but didn't have a mold? Think about it. We live in a world of universal Jello. The universe pours spiritual stuff into our experience, and in the absence of a mold, it just kind of scatters, right? Most of us have molds for the Jello. When you do Jello, you want to put it in a mold, right? Okay, and the more concentrated the Jello, the more it's firm it becomes, right? But you have to have the mold first. You have to have your mold together so the universe can pour its universal stuff into your experience. So we live in a world of universal Jello. It's always there, always waiting for us, but some of us are too busy trying to get it together because we don't have a mold to put it into. That's what we're teaching you to do this exercise. These are molds that the universe will pour that universal jello into at the level of your acceptance and belief in it. Now, if you write something down and go like this, well, I'm going to write this down, but I know it's never going to happen. You got a big old crack in your mold. The jello's going to come in, it's going to go right to the floor. Are you with me? All right?
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Back up one, my bad. So picture yourself, okay, so how do I do this? How do I do this? How do I get to the point where I take this universal jello, and how do I do all the stuff that I've been talking about for the past 3 weeks? What do? You have to envision yourself being congratulated for it already being done. Someone's congratulating. You have to envision in your mind someone going, oh my God, fantastic, good for you. When I go to visit people in the hospital, that's what I try to get them to do. We don't focus, look, I know what's wrong with you, you're in the bed. We don't need to go through the reason you're in the bed. What we need to do is see you outside of the bed. We need to see you doing whatever that is on the other side of this bed. All right? So what do you believe is on the other side of this? And let's talk about what that looks like. That's going to be our focus. So you picture yourself being congratulated for a job well done, being told how much you are appreciated and valued, and we can see ourselves being calm and centered no matter what's going around us. So imagine that's what we imagine. That's the mold we cast so the universal jello can pour itself into it and we can have an experience with it. Yay! Go yay. Say something, please. Okay. So have you heard about the ship captain who was sailing at night toward the light of a vessel up ahead? Did you hear about that story? So the story goes like this. There's a ship captain, it's a Navy ship captain, and he radios ahead, and he says, you need to turn. You need to turn. And the voice comes back from the radio going, no, you need to turn. And the captain says, I am a captain of the Navy. I'm demanding that you change your course. We're going to run into each other. Change your course. And the other voice comes back and says, no, you change your course. I'm not moving. And so the captain goes back and says, oh my God, I'm telling you, you must change your course. The other voice says, I'm a lighthouse. Change your course. The universe is the lighthouse in our lives. We can't storm our way into the goodness. We can't force, bully, or intimidate. We can't complain or whine our way into it. Sooner or later, we have to realize that we're up against the lighthouse, and we have to change our course. Okay? You're dealing with the lighthouse, folks, and you're yelling at it to change. It's not going to change its course. It only knows how to be the lighthouse. Who's got to make the changes? We do. And that's exactly what this center has been teaching you. It's exactly what we teach here. That's why we do what we do. That's why when I said, why do people show up on Sundays? It's for us to learn how to do this. But it can only be done if you do the work. I can tell you how to use your magnifying glass on your phone, but until you do the programming, that's all theory. Think about it. It requires you to do your mental work. And it's not just going to happen. It requires you to get ready, to prepare, to cast the mold, to do your part so the universe can do its part. In the absence of that, whatever you have will continue abundantly. So if there are areas of your life that are great, hey, have at it. But if there's a poverty consciousness in one place, get ready, that spills over. If I'm unhappy in my relationships, next thing you know, I'm not sleeping, my health declines, right? Right? I'm not being able to creative at work because I'm not sleeping. All these things are all attached to each other. It's up to us to take the move. And that's what we teach here. That's what we're committed to doing and have been for 45 years. We want you to feel that when you leave here, we want you to feel so much better than when you walked into this place. But we want you to sustain it, and the only way to sustain it is to learn to do these things, which is why we're teaching this. And so end your lesson. Thank you, everybody. Oh, right here.
Oh, up there.
My bad.
All right, I'd like to call the ushers to come forward, please. Those of you that are live streaming, please, there's a donate button. Please also hit that and make your donation to support our center. Or you can also text it. All right, so let us prepare our offering in gratitude and let's say our prayer together, please. William? Please? Thank you. I offer this gift with joy and gratitude. I receive freely and give freely, knowing the law of circulation is working perfectly in my life and the life of this center. All right, got a treat. Daniel's singing another song for us.
Hello again. One more song. The Sky is Always Blue, and this next song showed up on my 20th album, which came out just a few months ago. And this is the title song. It's called Song Unsung. And you know what? It's almost 12:30 already, so if you feel like sticking around, have a cup of coffee. This is intended to be an easy, short, little concert. Starts at 12:30, ends 1:30, 1:40. How much does it cost? $15. So think of the worst movie you've seen in the last 5 years. That's how much it costs. 15. So if it's any better than the worst movie you've seen in the last 5 years, it costs the same, so that's a good deal. Anyway, got guitar? There it is. All right, so here we go. Another new song. And I'll see you outside or see you in a little while for a little show, or have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll see you again here sometime. Thanks for the warm welcome. It's a whisper. This crowd is way too loud for me to hear it, but I can feel it. It's a secret. Distant rumble of thunder shaking the ground, announcing the sound. And I alone can find the tone, the finest note I've never heard. They can take my money, they can have my car, they can mock my spirit, they can break my heart, they can run me down, tell me never return. But I guess that's the lesson that I'll never learn, 'cause when this life is over, when it's said and done, I ain't gonna lie, I don't wanna die with my song unsung, my song unsung. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's no mystery where I learned to keep my mouth shut and behave. They said it's safer that way, but that's ancient history. If I don't speak up now, there's no one left to blame. I'm signing my own name. And I alone can find the tone, can find the home that I never had. They can take my money, they can have my car, they can mock my spirit, they can break my heart, they can run me down, tell me never return. But I guess that's a lesson that I'll never learn, 'cause when this life is over, when it's said and done, I ain't gonna lie, no, I ain't gonna lie. I don't wanna die with my song unsung, my song unsung. Oh, whoa. What if no one listens? What if no one cares? If I'm soon forgotten, was I ever there? They can have my money, they can repossess my car, they can call me crazy, they can break my heart, they can run me down, tell me never return. But I'm tired of thinking that's what I deserve for all the years unlived, when all I did was hide, all the love ungiven, all the tears uncried. I'm letting it out, yeah, I'm letting it fly. Gonna lift my voice to a clear blue sky. Well, there's something inside me, it's time to come out, time to climb that mountain, take a look around, see what's up ahead, see how far I've come, see that never again is my song unsung. Oh, 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 my song unsung. Oh, I'm not gonna die with my song unsung.
And that's on his new album, too. So make sure, I'd love to see you come back. Nancy Cameron. So anyway, tell everyone your name.
Nancy Cameron.
And Nancy, how long have you been coming here?
For about 2 years now.
Okay, good. Well, we're happy you're here. All right, so let's bless our offering together, please. We bless this collective offering and receive it with gratitude, knowing it is spirit in action. As this currency flows through our center and beyond, it blesses many lives, including my own. Please give the basket to Tom Kelly. Thank you. All right. At this time, I'd like to welcome our visitors. If you are here for the first time, please stand. Don't be bashful. We have a gift for you, and we'd love to welcome you. All right. Thank you. So what we're giving you is a CD with information about our center, but please stop by the foyer table and pick up a CD of a couple of Dr. Joe's talks, and we welcome you. And don't forget, we have over in the Ohm room, we have our practitioners that are over there. William, do we have a picture of who's over there? Okay, those are the practitioners that will be over there in the Ohm room. If you're going through anything, please stop by and have some prayer work done. And so they've got their baked goods, they've got some puppies coming through. So look at, they what? And they're going like hotcakes. Oh my gosh. So these little puppies they were found by the side of the road. This one. Oh, all right. Oh, such a cute. Don't you tease me for it. Yeah. All right. They're very cute. So please stop by and take one home with you. Don't forget, next Sunday is our visioning class after service. So bring your form next Sunday and come to Laura Meek's visioning class, which will be here in the sanctuary after the service. Don't forget Wednesday, we've got our Wednesday wisdom service. All right, let me just say a quick prayer and get you out of here. All right. From that consciousness of one, we recognize that we know who our daddy is. And so, and that divine intelligence, that it is us. We are a integral, unique, magnificent part of the whole. And so we just, in that awareness, that consciousness of knowing the truth of who we are, we declare our truth, that we are whole and complete, that we are abundant. We are that light in the world. And so we take this message today, that consciousness that has expanded, and we leave here in that awareness, in awareness that it is our job to see the truth and to be that truth, to understand that everything that is brought into our life is for our highest and best good. So in this awareness, in this knowing, in this sense of being loved by it, we just let go, let God, and together we say, and so it is. Amen. See you all hopefully at 12:30, if not next week. Have a great week.
Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day I wake up and I say, today